Good evening and welcome to Booking Agro. Thanks for always following us. Today we'll be looking at a topic, weed management, because it's one of the greatest farmers' enemy, one of the greatest challenge we have in farming, weed management. So, um, first of all, want to know what is a weed. A weed is an unwanted plant. Any plant that is growing where you are not the one that planted it and it's growing there is a weed. For instance, if you have your tomato farm and a maize is growing there, automatically that maize is a weed. So it can be a crop to a Mr. A and a weed to Mr. B. So that's it. So we as agriculturists we see weed as as a pest. So now that takes us to effects of weed. Weed has direct effect and indirect effect. The direct effect is that once you have weed in your farm, it competes for space, water, moisture, name them. Um, the indirect effect of weed now they harbor pathogen. Yeah, once you have weed in your farm, know it that pathogen. Some even insects will go and they will go and hide there. So it is important to take care of weed, remove them. You take care of them anyhow so that you have a good yield. Now, that takes us to the topic of today, which is weed management. What is weed management? Before we look into weed management, let us talk about weed control. How do you control your weed? Weed control is a process of limiting infestation, weed infestation in the farm. You want to limit it. But when you want to talk about weed management, it encompasses of prevention, eradication, and control. These three makes what we call weed management. Then, how do you manage weed in your farm? You can have cultural means of managing it. You have so many methods. But I want to go to this very important topic, which is the use of herbicide or use of chemical. So any chemical that kills weed is a herbicide. Then herbicide is grouped into two. We have selective and non-selective. It is self-explanatory. Selective in the sense that it can select a particular crop and not kill it. If you have your maize farm and you get a selective herbicide, it will kill the weed there, but it will not touch your maize. For example, guard force is a selective for what? Maize. If you spray guard force in your maize farm, it will not kill maize, but it will kill other weed. So it's a selective um, herbicide. We also have non-selective. Non-selective, simple. It doesn't select anything. Spray it and everything is gone. Simple. Okay. So now that takes us to the next one, which is about whether it is contact or systemic. Contact. You also have contact or systemic herbicide. Contact in the sense that before this chemical kills the weed in your farm, you must have sprayed it to, let me use this jargon, to contact it very well. Yeah, this is a weed. You contact it very well to kill it. Then systemic. No, systemic must not contact it. Yeah, you just spray. And once you are spraying, any portion of it that gets to any plant or any weed must kill it because it will be translocated in the body of the weed and it will not take care of the weed in the farm. So that's that. We also look at foliar and soil active. Foliar in the sense that there are chemicals you spray on the leaves. When I say foliar, I mean the leaves. There are ones that you may not need to spray on the leaves. You just spray on the soil, and this herbicide will do what? Through the soil, kill the plant. For example, atrazine. You may not need to spray on the leaf if you are using atrazine. Spray it, and once the chemical gets through the root, it will kill the plant. Other ones that are foliar, for instance, when you spray glyphosate, example, round up them, on the leaves, it will kill the plant. We also have a broadleaf herbicide. These are herbicide that kills what? Broadleaf. Example 2,4-D is a broadleaf herbicide. We also have atrazine. So if you go and get a chemical that is not for broadleaf and spray, it will not kill it until you get what? The one that is for broadleaf. Okay, so we also have grass herbicide. For instance, rice. Rice is a grass. Imperator cylindrica is a grass. So if you go and use 2,4-D and spray rice, don't be surprised, it may not kill it because 2,4-D is meant for broad. So you must get the one that is for what? Grass before it kills grass. We also have total herbicide. Total means it kills everything. Whether you are grass or broadleaf or anything, it kills everything. That is total herbicide. So you need to know these herbicides, how they are classified before you can make maximal use of them. We also have to look at time of application. When do you apply some of these chemicals? There are ones you apply before emergence, before germination of your crop. Now we will talk about pre-emergence. If your crop germinate and you spray them, it will kill your crop. But if they have not germinated, you spray them, they will not allow weed to come out, but they will allow your crops to germinate, but weeds will not come out. That is pre-emergence herbicides. For example, atrazine is a pre-emergence herbicide. Diuron is a pre-emergence herbicide too. Now we also have post-emergence. That is when you have planted your crop, you understand, and germinated, and weed are there too. If you spray them, it will kill the weed and also kill your crop. So post-emergence, you can only spray it when your crops have not germinated. Though, if they have germinated and spray it, it will kill your crop. Or unless on a special cases like the ones that are meant for rice. There are, as in propanel, if you spray it in rice farm, it will not kill the rice, but it will kill the weed. It's post-emergence. Your rice has germinated. Weed has also germinated. If you spray it, it will kill the weed. So you need to know some of these things before you could be able to manage weed properly in your farm. There are some of these chemicals, if you spray them, they will stay long in the soil. They will stay even 10 years. For example, atrazine. If you spray atrazine in your farm, it may stay. If you plant something like tomato, it will kill it. Next, it will kill it. Even if it doesn't kill it, it will draw it back. It will not do as it's supposed to do. It will not give you maximal yield. So you have to know what chemical you're using in your field. We also have this chemical classified according to names. We have 3 names. For example, if you go to market, you just say, I want Roundup. Roundup has glyphosate. You may go to market, there is no name Roundup, but you have other chemicals that has glyphosate. You understand? So the trade name is different. You have maybe the OKK has glyphosate, Okafor has glyphosate, but the trade name are different. We also have the common name. For instance, that's the active ingredients, which I always preach. If you want to get your chemicals, you ask about the active ingredients, your herbicide. What you should be looking for something. If it is for glyphosate, you understand. So once you check the active ingredients and it's not Roundup but it has glyphosate, it will do the work that Roundup would have done. Now, if you want paraquat or diquat, most especially the contact ones, it mustn't be wisdom. I'm looking for wisdom. You keep looking for wisdom. You can go to slasher. Does it have paraquat as active ingredient? Once it has paraquat as active ingredient, you're good to go. Now, to round off, because of time, I don't want to consume your time. Now, if you have a farm, from all that I've said, for instance, you have a maize farm. Let's rule out contact. Let's rule out selective. Example, guard force. You have a maize farm. The maize has germinated. You want to take care of the weed in the farm. Between systemic and contact, which one will you use? Remember, any portion of systemic that touches your maize plant, in case you're using it in the maize farm, any portion of it that touches the maize will definitely do what? Kill the maize, because it will be translocated. It works with the metabolism of the plant. You understand? It will be translocated in the system of the maize. That is why it's called systemic. It will enter the system of the maize and kill it. But if it is contact, before it kills that means you must have sprayed it on that maize, all part of the maize. It must have contacted the maize. So there are people do ask this question: which one should I use? They will tell you use your hand. Though, if you don't know, if you can't, if you must get somebody that knows how to spray before, or use your hand. Though. So now, if you have contact and you are careful using it on your farm, on maize farm, it will not kill your maize. Even if a little portion of it touches the maize, it will not kill it. Reason being that it is contact, it must contact it before it kills the maize. But if it is systemic, example, the one that had glyphosate, if you spray it in your maize farm, even a droplet on that maize will be translocated and it will kill the maize. So you will never, don't ever bring in what? Systemic herbicide in your farm. Now, also using these chemicals, we also have to be careful using them. Maybe it will be a story for another day, because the more you use them, remember it have residual effects. Some of them will be washed to our aquatic bodies or water bodies. Our fish will eat them and die. Some of them will not kill the fish. They get accumulated. You get the fish you eat gets accumulated in your body, and before you know it, you begin to have cases of cancer, diseases, and no whatnot. So we should be careful how we use these chemicals. We know how best to use them, when to use, which one to use, and the story will change. So that is all about today's discussion. If you have question, you can always ask. You can private chat me. I remember it's Bukinesha Grow. We are here just to make sure that we know more about agriculture, because without food, without food, you can't do anything. Without food, you can't. Life is rubbish. So you must eat and eat healthy. We are not just interested in you eating, because you may even have food and you're killing yourself. Imagine after eating food and the food turns to be a problem to you. So please, in our next class, we'll be teaching how to mix this chemical, which one to use, the quantity, the size of knapsack. If you have a big farm, some of us don't know we have boom sprayer mounted on tractors. You can use tractor to spray a large farm, maybe 10 hectares of land. You don't know we have boom sprayer. We have knapsack for peasant farmers. You know, when you have small farm in plots, you can use. We also have drones. You can use drones to spray. Yeah, we also have cultural ways, maybe bush fallowing, permaculture, and name them. We have so many things to discuss. There are ways you can even grow your crops and wheat will not come there. When you are growing your crop, you intercrop. There are crops that when you intercrop, they will take care of wheat. There are crops that in fact, using even mulching, you can have take care of wheat using mulching. In fact, that takes us to when you want to group these chemicals into organic and inorganic. When you want to talk about organic and inorganic, do you know you have inorganic herbicide and organic herbicides? Yes. You can also take care of this weed without using chemical, which we are preaching. You can use mulching film, that is weed mat, and cover the soil, and weed will not germinate. Some of these weed can stay 10 years. The seeds can stay 10 years in the soil. And staying 10 years in the soil means they are just looking for opportunities. Once they have all the factors of germination, they will come out. They are in large numbers. They can grow in thousands, millions. Just to suppress your crop. So that takes us to the end of the lecture for today. We learn every day. As I'm teaching, I'm also learning. So feel free to invite others. Reason why you have to invite others is not just for you to know it. There are some chemicals that they don't use again abroad, but we are using it here in Nigeria. So invite others. Maybe when we talk about that, they will know them because they have discovered that those chemicals they have cancer causing agents. But they will push everything down to us here, and I will be using it because we don't have knowledge of some of these things. So thank you for your time. Thank you, and God bless you. Remember, always invite your friends. Subscribe to my channel to at least in a way of promoting what we are doing, and we move from grace to grace. God be with us all. Thank you and thank you. Bye.